Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Ian is a Weirdo. You might say, why are you wearing the same things that you were wearing yesterday? And the answer to that would be, I haven't slept, and I can't sleep, and I've tried every trick I know. I took my medicine, I took my medicine, like, forever ago. I think I have some emergency medicine that I'm just now thinking of, but it might be a little too late for that. I have a doctor's appointment at 2, and that's like, 7 hours from now? Less than that, 6 hours. No, it's 8 hours. Fuck math right now. So I'm just gonna do some things, have some fun, enjoy if you want, don't if you don't. I've worked on my cuff pattern, my new Addy Express, and it's just new, getting used to a new machine, and it still has some like fundamental flaws that the you said it was working. And so it's just kind of like not as exciting to use because I just thought it would solve all my problems, and maybe I'm an idiot for that. But, like when I change colors, like sometimes it just drops the stitch and everything just gets destroyed. And I'm like, okay, well, gotta make it again. Great. I don't think I'm like scared. I know sometimes when I watch scary movies, I get scared and have a hard time falling asleep. I've tried reading and like, turning the blue light filter on. I always have my blue light filter on, but tried doing all that. Okay, so we're getting to the end of the row, and these colors are just like magical. I wish they weren't as like stripy and kind of blended a little bit more, but the colors are all awesome. So whatever. Okay, so let's see. So we are 5 from the end, not including the stitch. So this one I'm going to make sure it's nice and nice and sharp. I want to kind of get that nice like curve. And then I'm going to turn, see how we kind of have that more of a curve point to it. That's what I want. So I'm going to skip over any slip stitches and then If I did a single crochet or anything like that, I'm gonna repeat that kind of back in the same position. I don't know what I'm gonna attach this to, and that is a little worrisome because I don't know if I'm like just a hood wearer. I could make a cardigan, but I feel like I want this to be like adaptable to like multiple tops, because I don't think it's going to be like an everyday moment, but it's going to be a moment when it's a moment. This is my favorite type of yarn, which is roving. It just has such a beautiful look to it. Just has like inherent texture to it. With the movement from thick to thin. Some of my favorite yarn has been roving. I remember it was kind of the first yarn I fell in love with. Wasn't like a basic yarn. I'm looking at it right now. It's so it was Loops and Threads Eco Cozy, and it was their old Eco Cozy, not like the reformulated, not that great Eco Cozy, if you ask me. But yeah, it was awesome, and I got some in like a mustard yellow. There was one that was like a fire red or fire orange red that I made a cowl out of and sent to Kelly's Crochet Adventures. And it looked great. When I saw it, I just thought of her, and I was like, oh, I gotta make it for her. So I'm experiencing some pain in my left hand from having to like pull the yarn. So I wonder if I should just like, should I just break out the Addy and see? Hey, yeah, I can't sleep. Oh my gosh. We're such a good couple that we can't sleep and we can't sleep. At least you're 3 hours ahead, right? You're awake when normal people are awake. Look at how pretty this yarn is. I love it. Swamp Witch season. Oh shit, you're behind me, duh. Yeah, it's 6:18. We're 19 now. Every time I try to like lie down or anything like that, I just can't fall asleep. Tried everything. I think I might get my. Okay, so right now I'm making a hood, and I saw a lot of patterns that were already made, so maybe I didn't even need to make this, but um, they were made from like the back forward, and they were flat in the back, and I kind of want to have like a kind of droopy, like old witch hat hood, and so I'm just making mine from the front back and just making shit up. So I kind of like sketched it out, and I'm just like vaguely going by it. And then I want to do some distressing. So maybe you can help me with something in your infinite wisdom. Um, so I saw this one type of distressing. I forget if it's like called like a drop stitch or what, but it's really beautiful. And what is this? Cool. But so she started doing her. It was like a whole row of like long distressing, and it was like a drop stitch or something, and she like had it over um a large, like a thick, probably like a 25 or whatever the number is, knitting needle. And so she like put all like put the chain over this like long hook just to like hold it. I wonder, like, I feel like a paper towel roll would be too big. I just like can't think of anything that's like even close to the right size. And then I'm doing another method of dropping stitches, like in distressing, where you like do like a double crochet, or in my case like a half double, and then um, you like gradually grow it over. Yeah, it was really big. It was like this big. Um, and um, with this one, you know, you kind of keep growing your uh, stitch over and over again. And then she was like, "So you can see that you missed like 9 stitches." And she goes, "1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7." And so she gets to 9, and then she puts 9 in her top stitch, and that's it. And I was like, to like make sure that the size is right, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? So I didn't quite understand that. Like, it seems like it makes sense that you would add the stitches that you lost on your top row, but she added like all of them. So I'm just gonna keep trying. I really, a lot of people do double stranded method for hoods to give them some structure, and to also make them more opaque. But I kind of want mine to be a little bit like see through, a little bit droopy. Yeah, I need coffee too. I was like, should I just like go ahead and turn my coffee pot on? Um, but I'm gonna try to like. I feel like if I do that, Mel's gonna be like, "What the hell?" and I just got an AliExpress. And so I had this idea. Okay, so first of all, I was one of the few to get the one of the colors of the Halloween value big twist yarn from Joanne. I got a 3-pack. That's literally all they had. They were out of vamped, the red and black one. Just came into bed and said, "Are you getting up?" Oh no. It's when you can't sleep, it's just like hopeless sometimes. I think I have an emergency med, but I have it's so it's 6:25 right now. I have an appointment at 2 with my psychiatrist, which like I really need to make sure I make. So although like I just started watching American Horror Story Murder House with my wife. Hi Jenny. Oh, it's so good to see you. How are you? Um I started watching it and I haven't done it before because I was afraid. Um I'm really tired. I It's 6:30 in the morning here and I have not slept at all. Oh, I'm so glad you're great. Um Let me do a single crochet and let me do 2 slip stitches and see how like kind of severe that curves up. And it's fitting really nicely with um my drawing. So I might switch to my Addy because I just don't think I have the fine motor skills for this. I'm gonna leave this here, and I'm gonna take like a couple trips like back and forth. Um, but yeah, I had some ideas from getting that yarn of doing some like fun alternative stuff. So you'll see. I'll be right back. Okay. So I just got this, and I'm just very nervous about it because it just doesn't like. I feel like these should be made better. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. So I started by making this one, and it dropped a stitch and ran all the way down here. So I'm gonna undo this and do it again. So this is the AliExpress. Oh, nice. Okay, so like you're gonna have to teach me the tricks of the trade, because I'm just not. Okay, so I had the small centro. I have the large centro. Um, I've tried with both of them so much. I literally just have had bad luck. I know the small centro has a really bad reputation. You haven't used it. Okay, so this is just my waist yarn. Um, and I am going to be making one handcuff. Yeah, you heard me. One handcuff out of this. Center 2, not used. Honestly, I'm very close to buying it off of you. Um, so one thing that I noticed with this one, more so than I noticed with the Centro, it's like very sensitive to color changing. Like the other one, like would not drop a stitch. Like this drops the stitch immediately. Maybe it's because it's small, so the angle is different. I don't know. I'm making up shit. Okay, so you want to start. Oh wait, I should tell you this to the test, shouldn't I? Um, you don't always have to start with waste yarn, but it generally is a good idea because uh, if you're gonna have a problem, generally it's in the first 3-4 rows. So you get the kinks out with, no pun intended, with the first couple rows. Now, you can still have plenty of problems. Um, I'm doing something. I'm screwing it tighter to the table, but okay. Is this even? I don't know. So, the Addy is supposed to be a higher quality than the Centro. These are supposed to be professional machines, whereas the Centros are just kind of toys. I just rolled out of bed. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. I need coffee and water. Yeah, I got water. Like flavored water. Crystal Light. Okay. So making sure that those are on tight enough, but not wanting to like strip anything. Okay, so we're gonna start by threading our machine. And it like the thing is it clicks and it's supposed to do that. And I'm like, no. A good machine should not be clicking and doing all this stuff. It makes me nervous. I even bought like the lubricant and like multi microfiber cloths to clean out the machine again. My my Centro 48, and like it just didn't work. It's just freaking rude. Okay, so now I'm going to take it out from the middle because I've gone all the way around and I've threaded the machine. Gonna lock the tensioner. You don't need to count your stitches. It has a stitch counter. You don't need to do that just yet, but you might want to hold your end. So, touch that under there. It's just gonna like, this doesn't sound like a machine that works, right? Like, we're not on the fucking black pins, but it's acting like I'm fucking murdering it, and it's supposed to be doing this. This makes me so nervous. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. Like, there's no reason that you can't have a better knitting machine. I know they have, like, the big, nice ones, but, like, who can, one, afford that, two, know how to use it, because it's, like, crazy. Okay. I mean, it would be cool to, like, eventually learn how to use that, but honestly, I would feel, like, so far removed from the actual making of the product that I don't think I would even want one. So it has the same pins and pin style as the Centro. So I'm like familiar like when like things are grabbing and things aren't cupping. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make handcuffs that kind of like link together like that. And then I'm gonna have like I'm gonna crochet like a string together. I think maybe I'll do, I don't know if I'm going to do buttons or not. Buttons are really easy to tear up. So I think I might just, or what if I put the tie in the middle so that it would be appropriate for like different size hands? I'm trying to make sure it's like adaptable, because that's important. I want people of all shapes and sizes to be able to use my, I don't know what about this yarn made me go like I'm gonna do like a kinkster kit, but I'm gonna do hand restraints, um, a blindfold, and a ball gag. And I already have the ball gags in. I'm so excited. I get really ahead of myself with a lot of these projects. If you haven't noticed from the last, 3 years of me doing YouTube. Okay. Okay, so this is becoming a knot under here. So let me just get to like the next. You really don't need like a ton of rows. I usually just kind of use whatever yarn scraps I have on hand. But I always try to end on a starting pin. Okay, so I just got there. Do I have any snippies? Oh, here's a snippy. Snippy. Okay. if I know how to do it. Okay, so I did 20 rows of pink and 20 rows of red. I figured I'd go like Valentine's Day, like that kind of like love colors before I did Halloween because I don't want to use all my good Halloween yarn uh, on like testers and stuff like that. So I use the colors that I never ever use. Okay, so you unlock the tension guard, put it on the white pin, and then you put the pink in the tensioner, and then you tie. Now, like I said in my centro, I don't need to do this, but with this I do. And then you want to reset your counter. And I don't really need to count because I know I have 20 stitches, but I'm just like afraid of losing something. Okay, we're gonna undo this. How did I end up with a knot? See, this is where I'm like getting really frustrated because I'm like trying really hard to make this work, and I'm like, why is this not working? Got coffee and water and did my Wordle. That's where I am. Good for you. I need to get more steps in. That's part of the fundraiser I'm doing for To Write Love on Her Arms. It's 10,000 steps a day, and it's really hard to do because I do usually like 50 steps a day. So I'm just gonna do my best and I'm gonna try to make it work. Okay. I'm so naughty. Okay, so far the stitches are looking good. This is a knot, of course, but it's so frustrating. Okay, so I got the red off. Yeah, I have my water with peach iced tea. It has Billy from Hocus Pocus, which I really love this art. And then it says, "Don't lose your head." I got it from Spirit Halloween last year. Thus far, I have not stepped foot in a Spirit, which is probably good for my bank account because I just love their stuff. It's so good. It's not, it's just like never ending. So I think I'm gonna have to because of the size. I mean, I could give it a try. I could try to do a strip, but I've never particularly had good luck doing the panel. Um, so I don't know. What do you think? Should we try it? Just like push this machine to the limits right away. Okay. So we're finally getting somewhere with this knot. There's some knots along the way, but at least we can kind of move forward a little bit. One important difference for this one is it doesn't have a tensioner. So like, I mean, it has the it has the tensioner on top. It's like gold, but it doesn't have like different size tensions for um, different yarns and stuff like that. So that's new. Um, so it's really easy to get a knot like this pulled up into your machine. Um, so this is really tedious work. Okay, I at least have it out of the tensioner. Let me close the tensioner in. Oh, okay. So it's like all just one big knot. Like I don't understand. Okay, well, I'm just gonna see if I can. The minute I get the scissors out, it starts behaving a little bit. Okay, that just made it worse. Okay, we went the wrong way. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut it because I can't deal with this. It's fucking 7 in the morning. I wonder if I can like detangle it from the other side because it looks like it might want to detangle from the side, and then I can just tie it, do like a magic knot, or this knot might be world ending. Just so you know, Mombi, aka Amy, um, was in the hospital all night. So if you can keep her in your thoughts, of course, we want her to be safe and sound. Okay, so I actually got the knot completely out, but I did kind of need it to be cut for that to happen. So I'm gonna do a magic knot. I love magic knots. I can go on and on about how much I love them, but I don't know why. I think it's because in a lot of the crafts that I've done over the years, um, I have had to do knots, and I've never really found a secure knot method, and this one just is, and it just makes me happy. But it's the little things, right? Okay, so cut off that excess. Okay, so we have our tensioner going. Okay, counters going. So I'm watching for the knot to see when it goes through, just to make sure it goes through nice and smooth. Okay, so here it comes. I'm gonna kind of help it along. Take it out of the tensioner and then reclose it. Okay, there we go. So it's locked down. Okay. So, this reminds me of a story. So when I was, my first car was a 21-year-old Toyota Celica. They don't make them anymore. If you're like, I haven't heard of that. They did make them at one point, and they were awesome cars. It was my older sister's first car, and when she moved and got a new car, she left the Celica with my parents. So they kept it for the 9 years between her driving and me driving. There's probably a little less because she probably drove for a couple years. Anyways, so she was having problems with it when she had it, and uh, I continued to have problems with it, and I didn't know she had problems with it until I was older and was having problems with it. So the car would stall and um, would not turn back on. And so you would just be sitting at a stoplight, and all of a sudden your car would just stop working, and it would not turn back on. Um, or sometimes you'd be changing gears, and then your car would stall. It was awful. And I love that car, but it was trauma inducing. So, so um, when my mom got a new car and I got a new car at the same time, so I got a Corolla, which is not relevant to the story. I still have it, but my mom got a Prius, and Priuses are hybrid cars. So when you press your brake, it switches to electric mode, and it charges your battery or something like that. But basically, the minute that you press your brake, you go from being in drive and having your engine going um, to it just turning off your car, basically. So it reminded me so much, that sound like reminded me so much of my car. just turning off. And so it took me a long time to not have just like that like fear clench um, uh, from that. And so the reason I'm telling you this is because this is what this machine is doing to me. That is not is very unsettling to me because um, because that's like what my old machine made, and when it was like grinding gears and stuff. So um, I asked my knitting machine group, and they said it's fine, and like nobody acted like it was a big deal, but like I really do not feel good about it. Okay, so I used the same yarn that I used last time, and I don't know if I'm gonna get a 20. Okay, it's stopped at 19. Good enough. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna go and we're gonna switch colors. So you undo the tensioner, you take it out of the tensioner. Make sure you don't take it off the peg. I almost did that, and that would have been a real shit show. Put it through. So we're gonna make sure that this red gets fed through. I have a kind of loose knot right there, and I'll tighten it up once we kind of go around a little bit. So like I said, I was pretty surprised to find that run in the work because I've never had that much of a problem before. So I was thinking of like um, what stitch I want the straps because I want them to be like not very stretchy, and I think this might create too much of like a stretchy strap. Um, so maybe, because I was originally thinking like a V stitch, which just kind of looks like a knit stitch. Sorry, I know it's like the shakiest like camera situation. Oh, I hate this. Makes me so nervous. So, yes, I'm continuing to make this. If you're looking for a pattern that is very fast, very cute, very simple, I mean, there are some maybe not very simple, but it's like beginner, intermediate, that kind of thing. I made a hat, which inspired me to make a headband that's pumpkin spice lattes. So it uses a chainless foundation stitch, and then which I do a terrible job of teaching because it's always a hard thing for me. And then it has a puff stitch, and yeah, I know, right? It's 7 here, and then it has baubles on the top. It's really, really cute. And I'm pretty happy with it. I did make it a little small, which I kind of talked about in my video, because the baubles make it a little small. So I probably, I don't know, maybe not, I don't know. But this is what it looks like. Can work as an ear warmer if you want. Can work on as a dog collar if you want. I did put it on my dog for a while, which was really cute. So a stitch that doesn't stretch, that will catch. I'm struggling, Carrie. If you have any ideas, I'll gladly take them. Just like I need like I'm thinking. Okay, like first and most importantly, it needs to not stretch. And it needs to be able to be in like a small multiple, like 2, 4, something like 3, whatever. And then my brain dead. It's okay, me too. And then it'd be cool if it had like little like not just like a puff, but like a puff on both sides. So it's kind of like I don't know. I was thinking of like that like strawberry stitch. Like that would be cool to have just like little like strawberries on it. Or anything. I don't care. Okay, so I'm getting to the end of the red. Things are looking a lot better. And once I stretch it out, thing is, it doesn't look great in the tube until you kind of stretch it out, and then you're like, okay, yeah, okay, it's all even. Okay, so just so you know, if you're trying it out. Waist yarn's really also helpful for helping you find stitches and sew up ends. Okay, I'm on the last row. Okay, so I'm at the end of the red. Both mentions as gifts. Wow, those are great gifts. I like really like when I first got the Centro, it was really, really nice. And it worked great. And then like I think I pushed it a little too hard with like some of the yarns I used, and then I'm trying to use like the drill attachment and then using an actual drill. I've heard like a electronic screwdriver is a lot better. But I think I just tore it up too bad, unfortunately. So I'm trying to decide if I should get another one or if I should invest in the Addie King, or like if there's any point of having either, because like that's not really like, I mean, I could turn out a lot of like hats for like Hat Not Hate and stuff like that, which would be really good. But but I don't know if I want to sit here and like all day. Okay, so I'm putting on the blue cast off yarn. Try to make sure everything kind of tucks in underneath the pegs. I've taken apart so many like centros. I have so many knitting machines in the past week that I feel like I'm like borderline an expert in like the mechanics of like these things. But at the same time, I fucking don't know what I'm doing. So it's moving a lot faster. Okay, and I'm just gonna sew up most of the end of the 2.5 hours. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be awake. I don't know if I'm gonna be asleep. I don't know if I'm gonna be dead. So you can just like run it out, or you can take it out of the thing, whatever. And then you just want to run it around. And then once you go around that second time, that's when it'll start to detach. But some of them will stick because they like to be like pains in the ass. But you can just kind of manually take them off the pegs. Okay, so this looks much better. Oh, that looks way better, right? So what this is going to be, so I'm going to have 2 of these, and then they will kind of be like this, and we're going to figure out a way to, I probably will crochet them together, and then also as a way to put like a hole, put like a gap in them so that they can have some resistance. So that's like when you put 2 like rectangular holes next to each other, so you can kind of like thread through one, thread through the other, and then hold tight, and it'll. So I was gonna do like D rings and stuff like that, and I was like, that's gonna be expensive once you get to all of this, and no being dead. And please just let it happen. So yeah, I was gonna use my my pumpkin yarn, but I was like, man, like first of all, these things are tiny. This is 269 yards. I think the big one is 380 yards. So like they definitely jip you out on like the size, and then they had literally 3 of every color, and the minute it got sold out, they weren't gonna get any more. So so yeah, so that's my machine. I think I'm just gonna like maybe take my hood. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna just make another one of these, but I guess I have to finish this. Just hit an hour. Okay. Okay, so I want to look at Nastasia. No, she did a stitch that was the strawberry stitch that then she transformed into the pumpkin stitch, but just making it orange instead of red. But I wonder if I really wanted, I saw this really cute pillow, really cute pattern for a crochet pillow that was like all black, and then it had like little peaks of like tiny pumpkins. It was so cute. So I think that you can do something like that with the same stitch, but I just want to like make sure. But obviously I don't want to buy the pattern because I'm cheap. Okay, let's see. Okay. So let's see how I'm gonna do this. I kind of forgot how to end these, so should be fun. If you want to find the end, try to have a longer end than you think you're gonna need, because it's better than not. Okay, so keep the blue ends out of your way, because nothing's worse than getting stuck. I mean, there are worse things. Okay, I can't watch it right now. So yeah, so I'm using a curved needle, metal needle. I got like a pack of 20 or something for a couple bucks on Amazon. I really like these. They're so much better than the plastic ones I was using. I was like, what are you doing? Okay. I wanna like get closer to the camera. So I'm gonna take my am I making this tighter? Yeah. It's like, why is it not doing it? Okay. So I moved that out of the way so we could be a little bit more comfortable. Okay. And again, all this I think I'm doing right, but I haven't done it in a really long time because I haven't been able to finish a project in a really long time. So, so the reason I made a like a circular knitting instead of a um, uh, instead of a panel, there were a couple of reasons. One, panel knitting is just generally harder. I've never done it successfully for all the rows that I intended. So that's part of the reason why I didn't do it. And then it the panels that the machine makes are quite thin, and so especially for what project I'm doing it for, I didn't want to have it be too thin. One provides some support. So that scrap yarn really allows you to see the individual stitches, whereas like if you were just to look at the ends of like what's going on here, like things are coming apart and it's just really hard to work with. So that's what the scrap yarn is for, is just giving you an opportunity to really see the stitches. I suggest a high contrast color to what you are working with, so that so that you can easily see these stitches, because that's kind of the point. So when you're kind of wrapping this up, you don't want to pull your project really tight and like ruche it. We just want like a straight line across, so make sure that your tension is okay. Went through like a small part of the blue yarn. I'm just ripping it apart. Okay. Make sure you grab all the stitches, otherwise it will literally all fall apart and you will be so mad at yourself because you will have to do it all over again. So now you can take all of the blue, and in theory it should just come right off. Is this where I ripped it? Yeah. Okay, so gotta fucking get what's happening. Okay, we'll get this eventually. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do little strawberries on the straps. I think that'll be really cute. Um, and then maybe I can somehow figure out a way to make them also sexy. I don't know. I don't know about that one, but um, so there are two stitches that are kind of wagging in the wind over here. So I'm gonna try to get to those before they slip away. I thought I should, you know what I should do? I should make the strap out of this so I can sew around it so it'll be nice and secure. I think that's what I'll do. So I'm just going kind of in and out of these stitches because I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get there now. Oh my god, it's not attached. Okay, I'm gonna snip it so it's not just strings fucking around. This makes me nervous. Okay. Okay, trying not to disrupt things too much. And then just go through the loops that you missed because you suck. I might fall asleep too. Okay, and then we're gonna one stitch that slipped out. Rude. Okay. So remember, we want it to be straight across. And I'm not going to tie it because honestly, I am afraid that if I tie it, there's just going to be another like loop loose, and I'm going to have to work with that, and it's going to be even harder. So I'm just going to leave that just like that. And then I'm going to figure out the stitch that makes me happy over here. And yeah, that's what we'll do. So I love you all, and thanks for hanging out with me. I love you, Carrie. Sweet dreams. Bye.